Hey, this is Random Rant number 13. I think that's right. And I'm just in a weird kind of funk. Not a bad one. I've had a lot of worse, a lot more. What am I trying to say? I had a lot worse kinds of depression, kind of funky depressions before. But this is more of a just a strange feeling. Like I've gotten over my depressed stage. I've gotten over my, oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad, I don't know what else to do. And more like, okay, I've come to accept whatever it is, and now I just want to reflect on that a little bit. So that's what this random rant is about. And I've been kind of in a semi relationship type of thing. I mean, it wasn't really concrete. There was no real specifics stated or real expectations, at least on my part. So there was potential for a lot of hurt, and there was a lot of hurt, a lot of miscommunication, a lot of almost, like judgment, preconceived notions or interpretations, and it's all been kind of up in the air, and with a wide array of emotions throughout this entire experience, because the it's lasted about a few months. It's been a few months since it, the semi-relationship has been in effect. Um, and it started off good, and then went to weird and like fights constantly. Always trying. I always had to kind of defend my values and my viewpoints and what I was really about. Um, and it was a great challenge. I had to fight like hard, and sometimes I got through, sometimes I didn't. And pretty much all I try to do is state what I'm feeling, state my beliefs, state you know what is going on in my head, and if someone questions my integrity or my motivations, it it's difficult to handle because I know what I feel and I know that I'm being honest. And when someone can't see that, it's a little frustrating because it's here you are pouring your heart out, um, and doing it multiple. And even if I'm not doing it directly, if I'm just posting something on Facebook or you know trying to explain to someone, show someone how I'm feeling or how I was feeling in a given moment, and it's not really meant for the world to see all the time. I can be the first one to admit that I make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, and I've done a lot of stupid, illogical things. But it doesn't mean that my intentions are bad, right? I mean, so it's it's crazy when someone has this ugly or skewed opinion on you when you know in your heart who you are. And it's a little sad when someone can't really see you for who you are or refuses to see you for who you are. That it's just like it's not. I don't know. Everything is interpreted into something dark or evil or ugly, and it's hard. So, and I'm not gonna put any blame on anybody. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're so wrong. I mean, it's their opinion. I can't, I'm not going to change what they think of me just like that. And I try, but it's ultimately up to them and what they see and what they perceive. Um, but and if they perceive I'm trying to hurt them, I guess that. I mean, I was never intentionally trying to go, grr, I'm out to get you. It's not. It was really just speaking from my experience. So, I mean, I have to think back. There may have been a few times where I was trying to make it obvious that I was hurting, and that might have been potential potentially viewed as, you know, an intentional jab at them, if you will. But there's if I did anything to instigate pain on the other person, I'm completely sorry. I can't recall if I did anything really intentional, but if I did, I apologize, and will I will be the first to apologize if I can, if someone can point to a direct time that or a specific time that I've done something like that, because I don't like to be that type of person, despite what they may believe. But yeah. Anyway, to the point, I just figured that it would be a nice kind of fresh start, a new beginning to the rest of my life, or the end of this chapter of my life, with a poem that I wrote, because I write poetry. I plan to make a lot of videos for the YouTube channel with Set My Poetry video, but I'm just going to read this one because it's pertinent to my situation, and I think it can be relevant to a lot of people's situations, because it's more about life, and it's about water. It's called Like Water, and it's pretty much going through all the different things that water can be and how it compares to life situations. And it's kind of vague, and it's kind of, because that's the way I like to do things. I like to keep it at a little bit of a distance. So when I write my poetry, it's about what I'm feeling at the time. But this I wrote in 2007. I wrote this on, where is it? I think I wrote it on June 17th, 2007. And but I figured it is very relevant to. It can be relevant to anybody's situation. It's life, and I think it would be good to just read it and express myself a little bit. So, this is Like Water. This is my journal, and I'm going to read it to you. Like water, life is unstable, always moving, ever flowing. Even when your world seems constant, the smallest change will cause a ripple, growing. Tears shed may go unnoticed, but they don't hurt any less. They sink down into your ocean, becoming one with the abyss. Like water, life is beautiful, colorful but clear. When your mind and heart are open, you bring the stars and sunlight near. Smiles shown may glisten, reflecting off the mirrored surface. Below, the breath that beckons, unsure of who or what to trust. Like water, life is cruel, inconsiderate and vain, with roaring waves and thrashing tides to hide its buried pain. Angry eyes may sting, like the force of a raging storm, of violent vengeance heated. Wind is water's darkest form. Like water, life is kind, gentle, full of peace, compassion floating swiftly along the tranquil seas. Tainted hands may be washed and cleansed into rebirth. Water's soft and tender love is the splendor that made the earth.